Hi everybody, it's Kim. As you can tell by the title, I am going to be doing a Doordash versus Uber Eats video today. This is based on my experience only, but it's been a while since I've compared them and I wanted to do an update. So, disclaimer, every market is different, every person is different, every person has different expectations. And this information is purely based on my own experience. Okay, so your opinion may differ, and that is fine. But, yeah. Okay, so DoorDash was the first delivery platform for me. DoorDash is where I started. It was in December of 2020, right before Christmas. I jumped in head first. It was fantastic. I was so busy. It was impossible not to make money. There were so many orders. It was in the middle of COVID, and people were just ordering like crazy. Everyone, it was a frenzy. It was a frenzy. I had no idea what I was doing at first. My son had delivered DoorDash, and I had ridden with him a couple times, so I understood how it worked. But doing it by myself was a little bit different. I knew not to take the low offers because he told me. I did accept some longer distances. I took that bigger money bait. So at the beginning, I was willing to go a little farther than I am now. Now, I only delivered part-time because I was working full-time, and I am still working full-time. So I really do this very part-time. Just a few dinner shifts and maybe Saturday during lunchtime, Sunday during lunchtime, whatever. I don't go out for hours on end, so keep that in mind too when you're listening to what I have to say. Anyways, this was a great time to start dashing because it was so busy and money was easy. And if you didn't like an offer, you just decline it, and 10 seconds later another one would pop up. And you'd go through 10, 12 bad ones, and then you'd get, a really good one. Really good one. I made a lot of money at the beginning. It was really fun. Now, Uber Eats at the beginning, I did not have such a great experience. I started Uber Eats in February and March of 2021. Also same time period, really. It was not the holidays any longer, but DoorDash was still very, very busy. And Uber Eats, every single time I turned it on, all the offers were so low. Really low, like $3 and $4. I did take one because I wasn't sure that the tip was included, so I just wanted to see how it worked. I think it was like a $3.50 or a $4.50. It was only going like a mile. It was a very quick delivery, but I wanted to see if maybe the tips were added later or something. But that was all I ended up getting, was like $3.50 or $4.50, whatever it was. So I learned my lesson real quick. So anyways, I never even turned that app on. After, for the first few months, I kind of had it on the back burner if I ever needed it, but I just didn't feel like I was going to make any money using it, so I never turned it on. But then one day, DoorDash crashed. I was doing Grubhub also at the time, and Grubhub can be busy, but sometimes it's really slow. And back then, Grubhub was a very big money maker, so I really liked Grubhub. But anyways, DoorDash crashed, and Grubhub was really slow that day, so I decided to give Uber Eats a try. And I got some decent offers. I'm like, wow, okay, so maybe I would just try the previous times. I just tried at a low time. I don't really know. Anyway, so now this is when I started running all three apps at the same time and picking and choosing between them. Now, this comparison I'm doing right now has nothing, I'm not including Grubhub in here. This is just comparing Uber Eats and DoorDash. Okay, so the struggles I find on DoorDash, the biggest issue is the app is so flaky. It locks up. It pauses you for no reason. It logs you out for no reason. It crashes. There's just that the app sucks. And I can't always get on. You have to either schedule a time slot, or it has to be busy, or you can't hop on and dash. And so many of the offers are ridiculously low or ridiculously far. So, I've got, I think, a 7% acceptance rate on Doordash because most of the offers are not what I consider acceptable. I also believe there are too many drivers. So sometimes you can go a long time without getting a decent offer. You get all the horrible ones that everyone else is rejecting. And, they're all just being passed back and forth between all of us. And when a good one comes, that person's going to grab it, obviously, whoever happens to get it. And another thing that I don't really like is DoorDash does not allow us to unassign without being penalized, even if the food is nowhere near ready. You can wait forever sometimes for food, and they'll say, oh, it's almost ready, it's almost ready, it's almost ready. 15 minutes later, you're still sitting there waiting. I personally don't wait. I will unassign because my time is worth money, and if I accept an order, I really do try to complete that order and get it delivered. But sometimes it's just a ridiculously long wait. I know my market. I know which restaurants are flaky. I know which restaurants are going to take a long time to make that order. So I pretty much only accept deliveries to restaurants that I know are pretty consistent and can get their food done in a relatively acceptable time. But anyways, sometimes you just have to wait forever, or you have to unassign, which is kind of annoying. Now the struggles with Uber Eats. Well, in my area, it's just not as popular. I can go hours without an offer. The daytime shifts, there's usually no offers or very low offers. There's very few decent offers during the day. And I don't like that you can't tell exactly where you're delivering. You can't zoom in on the map, and it just has these little dots. It will give you the restaurant you're picking up from and the cross streets of where you're going. But I like to zoom in because I want to know if it's an apartment building. I want to know if it's a school or a doctor's office, that sort of thing. And you can't really tell that on Uber Eats. And the full address does not show until after you pick up the food too. So even after you arrive at the restaurant and you're waiting for the food, you can't see any of the delivery instructions. You have to wait until you start. There's a little button that you push, whatever, that to start delivery, and that's where you get the information of where this customer lives. So you can't really even tell if they put in instructions in there, like ask for some hot sauce or whatever, until you've already started your delivery. And to be honest, most of the time I won't go back in. Once I'm in the car with the food and I say start delivery, I'm starting the delivery. So DoorDash allows you to see the delivery information prior to starting to drive to the person's house, which I find very useful. And if you have a stacked order, you can't alter the order in which you pick up or deliver. So you have to go in order of whatever the app tells you to do. And speaking of stacked orders, you only know what the first pickup restaurant is. It doesn't tell you what the second restaurant is. And you only know what the last drop-off is. You don't know anything about the drop-off before that. So you could be going anywhere. It does give you a time estimate and mileage estimate, which the time is usually pretty accurate. Mileage, not necessarily. But anyways, and the last thing I don't like is that the customers can change or remove their tip amount. If you haven't seen my recent video about being tip baited, I'm going to post it up here so you can see, go ahead and watch that after you're done with this video. But yes, I was tip baited, and I think it's wrong that a customer can remove the tip. But anyways, yes. Now let's move on here. So, My favorite thing about DoorDash. So these are my favorite things. It's busy most of the time. This is my market, my area. With patience, I can get some good offers. You know, I am a cherry picker. That's my dog. I cherry pick. I do. I sit and wait for a good one. I'm not going to waste my time on the rest. I find the app easy to use when it's working. I like that you can zoom into the delivery address to see exactly where you're taking the food. And I like that you usually only get offers for restaurants in the vicinity where you are at the moment. You're not driving all over town to pick food up. Like Grubhub will send you all over the place. Uber Eats and DoorDash both keep you pretty close to where you are to pick up. The delivery can be off and who knows where, but the pickup. Now, my favorite thing is that I make the most money with DoorDash most consistently. I find it very busy, and not only busy, but busy enough that I can cherry pick and get decent offers, and I'm not waiting for, a super long time in between offers. So I like that. My favorite things about Uber Eats are, number one, this is the very, very favorite thing. They have the restaurant timing down. They send drivers when the food is ready, and I just think that's fantastic. You don't waste time sitting at these restaurants because somehow Uber Eats algorithm knows that the food's going to be ready or already is ready. And it's wonderful because I don't like wasting time. It's also easy to unassign the deliveries, and it does not count against you if you have not accepted the food. So if you accept an offer and you drive to the restaurant and the restaurant tells you, oh my gosh, we just saw that order, it's going to be 20 minutes. You can unassign it. It does not count against you, and it's fine. And then you just move on, and then they'll send another driver. I wish that all of them were like that. I just think it's great. Why waste our time? I also like that you don't have to schedule yourself. You can just hop on and go at any time. They don't even allow you to schedule, so nobody's scheduling. Everybody is kind of in the same pool of drivers. There isn't people that are like those that scheduled and those that didn't. We're all just hopping on when we are ready to deliver. I also like that the distance and time estimate is pretty accurate. Now, the time estimate I find accurate, like I said. The distance, sometimes not. So, I can't 100% trust that map and their estimate. I've been bitten a few times, so, it is what it is. I also like that they don't send me a bunch of Walmart orders, or Vaughn's orders, or shopping orders, because I don't like doing that stuff. So, I just like picking up the food, delivering the food. So, and with Uber Eats, that's all you get, which is wonderful. Now, some people have said that they've gotten Walmart from Uber Eats. I've never received one. We don't have a regular Walmart here. It's called the Walmart Neighborhood Market or something. It's more like a grocery store. We do have Walgreens, but we don't. It's not like a big giant Walmart store. So maybe that's why we don't get them here. But anyways, yeah. So that's that. So which is best? Well, like I said, this is my opinion. DoorDash is where I make the most money. DoorDash keeps me busy most of the time. Uber Eats is really good at night. And Uber Eats is especially great with timing of when to go pick up the food, which means a lot to me. That's almost most important, to be honest. And I like them both. But the edge goes to DoorDash just because of the amount of offers I receive. If I only did Uber Eats, I would be bored and wasting a lot of times with no offers. So my choice, if I could only pick one, would be DoorDash. Luckily, I don't have to pick just one. I have all three apps that I can use, and between all three, I do really well. So, multi-apping is the way to go. Let's just say that. I would love to know what you think about this and what your opinion is on the different apps. If you could put that down in the comments below, it would be great. And if you have not already subscribed, please do. I would really appreciate that. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And That's it for now. See you next time.